Hey, what's up everyone? So this is going to be the 78th opening that I'd like to share with you, which is called the Sinking Boat opening. So it's fairly similar to the Sailboat opening, just one move variation in the early opening stage, whereby it will cause like potentially a huge difference towards the mid game play out. And of course, this one I've seen Song Yan, who is OWC 2014 champion, and many time World Othello Championship semi-finalist and finalist. So I've seen him play this quite a few times before, and also some of the top players also employ this. Those who use the white diagonal and actually try to come up with a bit of a variation. So let's run through the sequence here. So essentially, you have black um, playing towards the cow opening, and then white heading towards the sailboat. Over here, instead of playing the usual sailboat or the rose Vtoth, we basically play G4 as the variation. So instead of like a flat, smooth sailing boat, you actually have like a kind of like slanted boat. So maybe that's why it's got its name of sinking boat. So this is kind of like the play out of the initial stage and the shape. So it's just a one this difference moving from G5 to G4, and that creates quite a bit of a difference in terms of the mid game play out that is consequential. So I think this kind of slight tweak in variation might throw off black uh, your opponent. And of course, it kind of limits your options for black, and it's fairly counterintuitive for black to kind of find the best move here. And the book, moves is actually difficult to kind of follow up, probably for both sides as well. So the typical kind of sequence is that black may approach this way, and white crosses back, and perhaps black could potentially go this way, and you tend to have like such a sequence. So it's fairly easy for white to play, but I think towards the mid games, some slight changes. Typically, you go for the mid game swindle over here instead of this move, so you might kind of cause black to make some error here. So I'll definitely recommend this for advanced players and above. To try this opening, I think it's kind of fairly easy to execute and also probably quite risk free as well. So I think for white, it's fairly good sequence as long as you know black is going to play cow and you potentially have the opportunity to play the sinking boat combination. So this is kind of another combinations of play out that kind of results in the same sequence. So you can realize that it's pretty much the same shape as earlier. So for white, wherever black plays to the left, you can kind of anticipate fairly the same play out. So typically, I've seen top players go to H5 for the standard book, so it's kind of like a crisscross, and then with that setup, black charges in over here. So over here, due to the crisscross, it seems like the best move is no longer C4, but rather to kind of pull back to D7 over here. So at least that's what Reversatile is suggesting. So this is interesting in terms of the opening, and you can probably explore it on your own. I think there must be a reason why most of the top players, the world top players playing diagonal, actually uses this opening. So yeah, so hopefully you like this opening, and it proves useful for your game. So thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.